Well, for more on this, Melody Patry joins us now from London. She's a senior advocacy officer at the press freedom monitoring group Index on Censorship. Melody, thank you for your time. So Xi Jinping said that the Chinese citizens have the right to speak their minds on the internet, just days after a civil rights lawyer was jailed for his tweets. How does the Chinese government and other governments justify statements like that, while simultaneously curbing freedom of speech online?
Well, quite often they justify it by using national security, terrorism, or anti-extremism laws. But what we notice is that they actually use those legislation to curb and to silence any kind of criticism or critical voices dissident of the regime.
So what kind of laws are in place then? These governments that want to clamp down on freedom on the internet, how do they do it?
So there are rules around blocking access to content, but also censoring content. Quite often those rules are not expressed as such. They are said that any material or any content that could be a threat to national security will be banned or will be removed. And what happens is that there is a very vague definition of what does constitute a threat to national security. So everything really can be banned. And especially what we notice is it's especially people who are critical of the governments and of the authorities that have content removed or that are being censored, and sometimes that are even being imprisoned.
Globally, what exactly is the pattern like? Are we seeing the freedom of the internet being eroded globally, or is this still largely a free space?
Well, it's quite difficult to say because each country can apply different laws to the internet. And also it's difficult to assess because even countries that try to control the internet, there are mechanisms to quite often overcome those restrictions. But what we have noticed, especially in the past few months with the terrorist attacks in Paris, for example, but also in other places of the world, is that there has been a trend to control more the internet, and governments who usually promote internet freedom have also proposed laws and legislation to further restrict the internet, such as banning encryption, for example, or banning browsers such as Tor, asking for internet intermediaries to remove content rapidly, including without judicial oversight. So in the past few months, there has been a trend to, or attempts at least, to control the internet.
Okay, Melody Patry, thank you very much for your time.